because this is a lightning talk and not an expert session, so it's a bit on the shorter side. I'm just preparing your expectations so that you give her all the attention that she needs. She'll be taking us on building a career in network engineering. Distinguished ladies, please let's give it up for the team lead Networks and Communications Management, Access Bank, Loveline Kasomo. I think we can do better than that. Thank you so much.
Hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. I'm so excited to be here today, and it's an honor, it's a privilege. I want to take a quick minute to appreciate the founder of this organization, Ada Nduka Ayom. She's doing a fantastic job. I caught her somewhere over there, and I had to give her a thumbs up. And I said to her, I wish I had this kind of a platform when I started my career some 14 years ago. We didn't have any platform like this that gave an opportunity to women to see what other women were doing in the tech industry. And so we had to struggle through on our own and then find our footing. But you guys here, I see some school students here, right? You have a very big opportunity, a big platform to see that you can make things happen for yourself. And so please, let's just take a minute to give a round of applause to SheCodeAfrica. Please indulge me. Thank you very much. Okay, so my session is going to be very quick, like was said, building a career in network engineering. I want to ask a quick question. Is there any network engineer in this room? If there is, if you could raise your hand, I'll be happy to see you. Wow. It's the real reason why I'm here today. But can anyone here tell me whether you have a mobile phone? You have a mobile phone? Oh, fantastic. Are you on Instagram? Oh, great. How did you get on Instagram? Do you know? Okay, you clicked on something on your phone, right? And then, no, first of all, you must have mobile data, right? And who is giving you that mobile data? MTN, Airtel, Glo, right? So networks are very fundamental to everything that we're doing here. And I feel, I have seen, and we have seen also, there is no network engineer in this room. I mean, I'm sad. And I had to, because I noticed this, and then I took it upon myself and said, hey, I'm in this industry, and I don't see other women like me, but there is opportunity, a big one for women in the tech industry in network engineering. And network engineering is so fundamental because without it, you cannot have any applications. True or false? True or false? If you don't have MTN, I know how many times I see on Twitter people cussing at MTN. I say, oh, MTN today, oh, you have a meeting, and then all of a sudden your link goes off. And everybody's hitting their head and wondering. So we're not going anywhere. We're the foundation. All of your smart applications, all of your tools, all of your fantastic solutions that are out there run on a network. And it's a field that I believe that a lot of women can take interest in. It is spoken about, permit my use of English, right? And I've taken upon myself to try to bring some form of enlightenment into what we do because we're very important to the tech industry. Like I mentioned, without us, without the network, I mean, you are not going to be sitting here today. That is a fact. So quickly, what do network engineers do? Next slide, please. Like I mentioned, we make sure that applications that you build, right? I believe there are so many software developers in this room. Software engineers, raise your hand, please. Oh, great. So you build your application, you put it somewhere on a cloud, Amazon Web Service, but you need the network to be able to get to your application. When you're in this room, as you click on your phone, I can tell you, you are connecting to a couple, tens, hundreds of devices along the way before you get a response when you click a button on your Instagram page. It is going through several devices along the way. There might be a Wi-Fi in this room. If it's not in this room, or if there's no Wi-Fi in this room, there is a what's it called now, a radio device somewhere on a tower that is just a few meters from here. And that radio device is carrying your communication to another tower at a base station of the network provider that you're using. And at that base station, there are some devices that those radios are also connecting to, and then the connection goes all the way. There are people responsible for putting these things together. Those are network engineers. Those are the people that have to plan, they design, and then they implement networks. So you can sit in your room, you can sit in your office, you can build a business, right? Start up a service in a location and then get someone to say, oh, I want to be able to connect my devices, I want to be able to connect to the internet. Everybody knows the internet, right? But you need someone, you need a network engineer who will put that together for you and then make sure that when your connectivity is up, it's always up. What are the other things network engineers do? We also fix services when they break. So like I mentioned earlier, you could lose your hair when your network goes off. When that happens, network engineers like me have to get our hands dirty, forget all the nails and shoes. You lose all that and then quickly get to work to see, oh, what has gone wrong, and then you need to go and fix it. And quickly, next slide. Okay, so that's just so yes, what is in this for you? Like I said, when I started this, I took a census to say, there is no network engineer in this room, but there is opportunity for you. And like I said, we're not going anywhere, so it is something that you can plug into. I've taken this upon myself because I see that, I know that one of the things that drew me into this space was the fact that I am very hands-on, right? Maybe because I didn't grow up with any brothers, so I tend to be the boy in my family, right? And then the things that boys do, I want to do. I believe there are still people like that in this age and time. Back then, we used to call ourselves tomboys. I don't know what they call them now, but I believe there are people like that. And so I'm speaking to those people. Those are the people I'm trying to connect with and trying to let you know that it is possible for you to excel in this tech space. If you are not a cybersecurity personnel, if you are not a data scientist, if you are not an AI specialist, you can be a network engineer and you can excel. And there is statistics here from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics that shows that we have computer occupations projected to be growing at a rate of 11%. That's projected between the year 2019 and 2029. So this field is growing, right? So there is a demand for this skill set. I tell you a true life story, right? I know right now there is a Big Four that is looking for a network engineer that is a female. I had to turn down that offer because I wanted something better, right? And I know that offer is still open. For me, that's a big challenge. Why would there be no female network engineer? And why is that? Inclusion. Everybody is trying to balance, or organizations are trying to balance the gender divide. They're trying to get females into tech roles. They're trying to see that their teams have the right combination of male versus female. So people are actively looking for women in this field. And so it is a place where if you get into, I can tell you, you are hot cake. Right, so please, if there is anyone here that I can connect with, even if it's one person, I'll be so happy, right, to see you in this space. We can grow, we can win together. Next slide, please. And so, for me, right, money is almost always a motivation, right? Like the Bible says, money answereth all things. So there is money to be made. I just took this data from Glassdoor to show you what network engineers, and I didn't use senior network engineers. These are just entry level, so let's say 5 years experience, right? What they earn in US, UK, Canada, right? So it is a field that there is opportunity for you to grow in. There are just a few things that you need to do to get there. Next slide, please. Okay, so I just took a picture of some network equipment. These are some of you don't see this, right? Because you're sitting down and then you just click on your phone and magic is happening on your phone. But you're going through a couple of these devices, and these are just a few of some of the devices that we work with. There are so many more, but a sneak peek for you. Next slide, please. Okay, so what do I do? How do I proceed from here? You have an interest. If you're in secondary school, for my students here, you want to pick a degree in computer science, IT, systems engineering, computer engineering. You want to start with that. And then you also, of course, after graduation, okay, if you have graduated, you're here, you're a graduate of computer science, and you're still maybe confused, you want to start a career, you can apply to one of these ISPs, right? One thing that almost always works, internship. I know what I've heard during one of the sessions, someone mentioned it, right? Internship means that you're willing to offer services for free. They might not pay you so much, but what do you do during that period? You learn, right? When you learn, and then you get the skills that you need, and you will be able to launch yourself. After you have gotten the experience, you actually need those hands-on experience to be able to show you what is going on. So that's where you get to understand, okay, what are routers, what are switches, or what's a network cable, because everybody here is just looking at me like, what's she talking about? But I can tell you, when if you get an opportunity to work with an ISP, internet service provider, you will see these things, and then you will, be able to understand better. And so I've said you should also pick an area of specialization. So in networking, there are also so many fields to it. You could choose to be a security expert, network security expert. You could choose voice over IP, right? Oh, my time is running. Okay, so next slide, please. Let me just really jump to it. Okay, no, before I leave this slide, I'm sorry, I need to speak very importantly about certifications. That's one thing that you can do, get for yourself to help you, give you a foot in the door, right? Give you an opportunity. So even if you don't have the experience yet, if you've taken the certification, you have a CCNA, you have a CompTIA, people will listen to you. They understand that you can do the work. At least you have the knowledge of it, and then they'll give you a platform. Next slide, please. Next, please. Okay, what else? Take online courses. All of these things are free these days. Go on Udemy, go on LinkedIn. You see so many free courses if you want to learn a little more, to know more about what's going on here, and then equip yourself. And then, of course, you need to hone your skills. I heard that during one of the panel sessions. Once you have gotten it, you need to make sure that you understand exactly what needs to be done and get it done. And then attend seminars. We're in one, right? Seminars like this help you network. You find people like you who have advanced themselves and advanced their careers in the industry, and then you can link up with them and take a cue. And of course, you need soft skills, right? Critical thinking, very, very important. Emotional intelligence, very, very important. Adaptability and collaboration, very, very important. All of these things have been mentioned at some point or the other during this summit. So once again, I just want to say thank you. That's all, I think. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to catch the attention of somebody, right? I really, really hope, and I'll be happy to connect with you after now. Thank you so much.